Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
We haven't done much when it comes to the fiscal regime. In other words, broadening the tax base. And it's one of the reasons why years upon years, we've had to get central bank and most especially go out to borrow. Because anytime you have a fiscal deficit, you may, as a government, you may have two options. Either your central bank finance it for you, and obviously this is something that has been done on several instances, and I want to just pull the records for you for the sake of records sake to talk about central bank financing to administrations in Ghana. Just a minute, let me just pull this data for you, Annie. This is domestic financing sources 2011 to 2017, Annie, to government expenditure. I mean, in 2011, central bank financing to government was 32.8%, representing about 1.169 billion Ghana cedis. And in 2012, central bank financing was 16%. And later, this figure was 1.067.4 billion Ghana cedis. In 2013, central bank financing to government was 30.5%. So when people talk about the fact that central bank has financed the government, I mean, the picture I want to paint here is that this is not the first time that the central bank or the Bank of Ghana is lending support to any government in power.
What does that mean?
So
it makes you right?
It doesn't make me right. But you see, the notion is being painted out there that this is the first time that any government is receiving financing.
No.
From
breaching the law.
No.
That's what we said. Say breaching the law on central bank finance.
I agree. Now I'm coming.
That's what we're talking about.
And I'll come to why that law might have been breached. You see, Honorable.
Might have been breached. Yes. What is breached?
No, it's not because no, Annie.
Breached.
I am speaking as an economist, not a lawyer.
No, it is breached.
No. In economic,
no, but economists, you know what is said in Parliament. You know what is required.
So allow me to provide my explanation why. You see, Annie, there is a publication by the Swiss Business School when COVID-19 came and the Russian-Ukraine war came, and the publication argues on this basis that you are making this point. That was what the publication was, and this is a published work. It was arguing that in...
On the legal requirements.
No, I'm coming. I will give you the argument.
Okay.
It says that in terms of economic stress,
right,
central banks should be judged solely on their core mandate.
In accordance with law.
I am not a lawyer, I'm an economist. Now, what is the core mandate? No, I will explain why. I'm not justifying that. I
didn't read that publication.
No, I will share with you. I have copies. I will share. Yeah, so that's why. So I will share with you.
The publication recognizes the legal regime of the country.
No. So I'll come and explain why the publication argues. And this is not just Ghana. This is central banks across the world. That was how the publication. And this is a published peer-reviewed paper. I don't know, understand what it means to be peer-reviewed. You're right? I mean. Now, it says that central banks should be judged on their core mandate, Annie. Now, I ask you, I'm not a lawyer. You are a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer.
Okay, fine.
I'm not an economist.
Okay, excellent. Maybe Honorable might be a lawyer.
Let me be quick to the act to state that
established the central bank. And tell me that, what is the core mandate of the central bank?
Monetary policy.
No. The core mandate of Ghana's central bank is to ensure economic stability.
No, let me read their act for you. That's the core mandate is found in their acts. So you go, let me pull the act for you.
To establish economic stability. And it establishes economic stability through the use of monetary policy. Right? That is what the central bank is supposed to do. Because any monetary policy is supposed to what? To bring economic stability. Right? So that is it. You still want to read it?
I'll read it.
But I've said it. I've explained it here.
Read it for you.
And you have admitted I have a point.
No, you're wrong. But you finish.
So, Honorable, let me ask you a question. What does monetary policy does in an economy? Monetary policy is to ensure economic stability. Basically, that's what it does.
The first thing about Ghana's monetary policy is inflation targeting.
What does inflation targeting do?
Inflation targeting means that you should be within a band of inflation of plus or minus 2. And they set 8. So you can do 6 up to 12, up to 10 when you choose the 8. So your core issue is inflation targeting.
No,
that's the central bank.
Let me tell you.
Did they achieve that?
As a monetarist.
it's simple.
The long-term reason for monetary policy is to ensure economic stability. Without economic stability,
taking into consideration inflation,
of course, all economic variables.
The question he's asking is,
so that is
achieve that target?
That is why I spoke
objective
about the
of the central bank
mechanism.
Objective of the central bank.
That's why I spoke about the transmission mechanism.
One, first, the primary objective of the bank is to maintain stability in the general level of prices.
But that is what I'm talking about. It's economic stability.
So did we achieve that?
Honorable. Is he?
Have we been able to achieve
have you achieved that?
No, I'm coming. I'm making a point. In terms of, you see, my point I mentioned is that the central bank finance. That was why I brought this issue in. So, and if you read the paper, it argues that in terms of economic stress, central banks should solely be measured based on what? Their core mandate. And when the government wanted to pass e-levy, and there was reasons why government wanted to pass e-levy, which was unpopular anyway, and I agree in all equal measure. I share with I will let you say honorable. Yeah, I share in the pain of many Ghanaians, including my own self, Annie. You see, we know how our parliament operates. So you have an economy which is on the edge. Annie. Any rational economist will do the right thing.
Will do the right thing?
Yeah, by saving the economy first.
Okay.
And not necessarily the recourse of maybe a law. And I agree. I'm not saying it is the best. But what I'm saying is, as an economist and a monetary economist for that matter, if you see that your economy is on the edge.
You're surprising me.
I mean, you may be forced.
Surprised.
No, honorable, I agree with you when it. No, I mean,
politics eats into.
No. You see,
the things you are propounding here. I'm sitting and I'm saying, hey.
I am not eroding that fact, Annie. That is why I first made the argument based on a published paper. And I can share the paper.
What you are saying contradicts that published paper.
What did the paper say?
That you run a deficit of 16%.
You read the paper.
The paper, I'm not
that you print 54 billion into the economy. You don't know the quantity theory of money.
Honorable.
What's the way from this?
You see?
You see, people are watching us. You can do a bit of politics, but
you allow.
Anyway,
I'm surprised. I'll let you come
you see, honorable. You see, I've sat here and this argument has been raised. You see, this argument that honorable is making is synonymous to saying that correlation is causation. That is what the honorable is saying here. That in econometrics, what the argument honorable is putting up here.
That is wrong.
It's
you
synonymous.
Don't say that because there's a correlation, there's causation.
Yes. So then let me explain.
So I know what you need to do to determine cause and effect.
So then let me explain it.
You see what I'm saying?
Because if you say, because I can tell, and I heard you saying, if I don't know if honorable you've run any economic model.
And the data supports it.
Which model did you use? Which model did you use to run?
Any good model you use.
Such as honorable. Such as example. Is it a GMM? Is it a panel threshold model? What model did you use?
Hold on.
Yeah, please tell me. Yeah, I'm interested to know.
I've used GMM. Mm-hmm. I've used quantile regression. Mm-hmm. I've used instrumental variable two-stage least square. Mm-hmm. I've used fixed effect, random effect, and advanced state.
No. Fixed effect and random are not advanced like GMM.
Hold on.
No, so I want to ask. I asked him a question. Yes, he said he uses GMM. So I want to ask him.
Yes.
So was persistence effect established in your model?
Why not?
Was it established?
Why wasn't it established? Why not?
It was established in your model. I would love to see your results.
I'll share with you.
Yeah, I would love to see your results. And I would love to see the honorable. I would love to see the instrumental variables that you use. I would love to see the AR. I would love to see them. Yes, I would love to see them. Yes, I would love to see them.
AR1, AR2.
Yes.
But this
I would love
is
to see them.
Class. We will deal with that.
Yeah, we'll deal with that. Yes. You see, the problem that I'm having with that argument is that, I've spoken about inflationary rate within that period of several advanced economies. And I've spoken, look, there's a report here. I was trying to open it here.
Now, I don't really, so what are you landing on? That what?
No, the point I am making, that if you say the fact that printing of money might have caused inflation.
I didn't say it's not. It caused. No. And the IMF has confirmed that. Bank of Ghana itself, in its monetary policy document, says that inflation heightened on account of money that they themselves.
The problem I have is it could have been one of the factors, but it is not the factor.
The publication you read,
yes,
did they have any limits? Did it say the Bank of Ghana can just go beyond?
Excellent. I mean, you've asked me a beautiful question. I mean, my current research paper that I'm writing, and I love it when Robo said he does these things. That's why I posed that question. My current research paper that I'm writing is on monetary policy, climate regimes, and income. A panel threshold dynamic model. And I have established in this paper that there are certain countries within Africa that money supply could go up as high as 64% of GDP, and it has no negative impact on the economy.
But that's not the same situation in Ghana.
But what is Ghana's threshold?
Doc, I beg you.
That is why when people are making absolute statements, I have a problem. And it is that's why I ask him those questions. Now, there are certain countries published. In certain countries and in Ghana. You see, Honorable, it doesn't also make your claim that printing money, but of course inflation, sacrosanct. So that is what I'm saying. That is what I'm making the point.
I'm sorry. His claim is situated within our legal
and the Bank of Ghana itself, an authoritative
what is that legal
institution,
agrees. And let me read a report from the IMF, which is also talking about some of the causes of inflation within the 2022 period. This is the IMF. Here, Honorable. Here, IMF. Here, I'm at IMF website. You see, so that is why I'm making the point that without any empirical evidence, if you sit here and say that printing of money caused inflation, then me as a monetary economist, I am unable to accept that hypothesis. Because correlation is not causation, and that's the point I'm making.
And can I make my point now? I mean, we can't.
Thank you very much. I'll end it.
First of all, let me.
So he concluded the fact that correlation is not causation.
Let me. That's true. When you are doing it, I don't even want to get too much into academics because that's not why we are here. You do a correlation, you do a VIF, you do all that, you run your regression. That is not even sacrosanct. The same data that he's talking about, somebody could take it, use another method, and determine that. Please.
The robustness of the methodology
that's
is
what
very
I'm
important.
coming to. That when you do that, you do a post-estimation.
But the robustness is not.
You do a robustness check.
No, there are
and the robustness check means that when you use
that have more power than others.
Okay.
That is what we do in economics. Yeah.
So you would then check for that. But the fact that you publish one paper, and came out with a result, doesn't make it conclusive. But first of all, there's a theory, and for every theory, it has an underlying assumption. If the underlying assumption doesn't hold, that theory is as good as useless. I'm saying that the Bank of Ghana, in its own report, admits that because it printed so much money, it caused inflation. And so it had to hike the policy rate to over 30% to tame inflation. This is empirical, not our academics. We can go into the academic class and do a lot of stuff there. And we do a lot of things. Sometimes you publish something, you think you are done. 1 year later, somebody comes to rubbish it and say that this is even more superior than what you used. He knows that. So that I'm saying Bank of Ghana admits that because it pumped 52 billion into the economy, it caused inflation. And the theory behind that is the quantity theory of money as propounded by Freeman and Sch00ls. And that's a fact. I don't see where he's taking. But let me deal with the core issue because I don't want this debate to turn into an econometric class or economics class.